Okay, Craig here. This is a little short video about how to use the Payout Master if you don't have a computer and you want to do it by hand. It's easy, it's simple math. There's just a lot of it. I'm going to discuss how the payout system works in detail, and I'm going to talk about how events are determined, the prize money is collected, the number of payback flights, how that's calculated, how the participant payout is calculated, and a discussion about ties. So this system is designed to provide for a payout in any event where there's a contestant name and a score. Any personal skill event can use the Payout Master, such as like bowling or golf or shooting or whatever you want to use it for. Pool. We've used the Payout Master every Wednesday night since 2013 for shooting event, and I've tested with over 300 participants and 4 different events. As you can see, event 1, event 2, event 3, I just put those up there. And it works for all these various people. I've got a bunch of test names and scores and things that I use, and I can push those in there. Most payback systems pay the top 3 or 5 shooters or the top 3 or 5 bowlers or whatever, and it doesn't give an incentive for any of the people who aren't going to be number 1 through 5 to do it. They just contribute money to the upper echelons. This thing gives people down in the lower reaches, based on how they're sorted, where they place, and it's kind of random. So, but you could get some money out of it. So you get a taste of the prize money. It's designed to give them an incentive to participate, and you can calculate all this stuff by hand. You don't need to have the software and everything that I've developed. Let's talk about events. You can calculate up to 4 major separate events. An event is a total money and distribution and everything for a particular whatever you're doing. Each event can have a different number of participants. Like maybe you have 20 people here, 40 people there in that one, and these are each events, and that multiple people can be in multiple events. Like bowling, if you had event 1 is game 1, game 2, game 3, and then the 4th event would be a series. The bowlers can bowl and maybe just the series one, and maybe you just want to participate in that one. Anyhow, the number of events is adjusted during the customization process, which I have to do to set it up for everybody to use. So the prize money, each participant contributes to the prize fund for each event. So the total prize money collected is based on the number of participants in each event. For example, assuming one event, if there's 20 participants, like this one, 1 through 20, and they're paying $2 a piece, there's $40 in that event, okay? If they were paying $5 a piece, it would be $100. And this can be adjusted during the customization process. So the number of payback flights. So here's a flight, here's a flight. In this one, there's 1, 2, 3 flights. It's based on the number of participants with a maximum of 4 flights. For example, if there's 1 to 10 participants, it's just paid in 1 flight usually. And 100% of the purse is paid. So if you got 10 participants, 5 people are going to get money. If you got 10 to 20, there's 2 flights. And we separate the money 60% to the first one, 40% to the next one. If there's 3 flights, I separate the money 50, 30, 20. And 4 flights are 40, 30, 20, 10. Okay, that's the percentage of the payback for each flight. And the number of flights and the participants and all that is adjusted during the customization process. Okay, the percentage of participants paid also needs to be decided. For example, if you want to pay 50% of the participants, so out of 20 people, you pay 10 people. We had it at first 30%, and then we changed it to 50%. They just requested it, so I went ahead and did it. I didn't care. Whatever they want. You can make it 70%. You made it 100%. Anyhow, and that's always adjusted during the customization, during the setup and the install process. Okay, After the contest, so participant payout calculation. After the contest, sort the results and the participant's name. So you'll have a name and a score all the way down here. If 50% of the participants get paid, 10 people are going to get money based on 2 flights, 60 and 40%. So this first flight is going to get $24 at 60%, and the second flight is going to get $16 based on 40% of the $40 prize fund. The individual payout is calculated by using Craig's magic sauce calculations. For 5 participants, they're going to get paid the first 5. I add 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. That makes 15. I divide 15 into the $24, and it comes up with $1.60. That's the position amount. The first position gets 5 times $1.60. The second position gets 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, 1 times. Okay? So the first person is going to get $8, followed by $6. I guess they didn't write that in. $4.80, $3.20 for the 4th person, and for the 5th place you get $1.60 of this flight for this event. Now down here, it's going to be a different number because it's 15 goes into $16, and I don't know what that's going to be, but that's the math that you do. And then the first person gets 5 times that, 4 times that, 3 times that, all the way down. And that's the real stuff. That's how it really happens. And of course, that's all changed, and it can be changed if they do that during the installation process. Okay, so ties. During the customization process, we need to discuss ties, and it has to do not so much when people are in this area or this area, but when they're in the money, when they're making money. How do you do ties? There's too many ways to handle ties for every type of personal skill sport, so there's no way to automatically set that up. It's going to have to be a manual process, but when I set it up, we'll write down what you exactly do when people have when they tie in certain instances. If let's take competitive shooting, where you pay back 4 out of the best 5 strings. In a tie, you could divide the payback by the number of tie scores, or use the highest single string. For bowling, let's see, you could use like the highest game of the 3 games. Let's say in the series, which is the 4th event, I don't have up here, but if you were in that one, if there was a tie in the series, you could say who bowled the best game. Or even in the games, the individual games, say this is the first game, second game, third game. Let's say if there was a tie in that, you could use the number of strikes, or the number of spares, or the number of open frames, or the number of gutters, in my case. Okay? So, as you can see, let's wrap it up. It's easy to do. All the calculations can be done by hand. It's simple spreadsheet, but my simple spreadsheet saves a lot of time and headaches. The Payout Master is more than a simple spreadsheet. There's Visual Basic macros and all kinds of purpose-built macros. I've got invisible formulas, pointers, and worksheets that are all intertwined together. They're pointed at various places all throughout it. And for any personal skill sport, I need to customize a spreadsheet and figure out some kind of a payment. Other than that, that's about it. So give me a call if you got some questions or whatever. I've got a part 2 video that I'm working on, and this will be how to actually use the Payout Master program. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Bye.